On a cold January morning in 1915, a ship returned to the docks of Bombay. Among the passengers was a man who has returned after nearly 20 years fighting injustice in South Africa, and now he was ready to do it for his own country. That man was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, as you know him as Mahatma Gandhi. His return to India has marked a significant event, and that day was 9th of January, the very day we celebrate Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. My name is Dalit Soni and you are watching Drishti IAS, and in this video we will be talking about the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. As we consider the UPSC syllabus, it will be covered under the GS paper 2 under international relations. The subtopic will be Indian diaspora. In today's video, we will be talking about the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. We will be talking about what are Pravasis, or you can say those people who are living outside India and has some kind of connections with India. We will be seeing that what kind of connection that they has and what is the importance of this diaspora. We will be seeing that Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention 2025, where it is being held. We will also talk about the geographical spread of the Indian diaspora, population, remittances, significance of the Indian diaspora. We will also see that what kind of question which has been asked in UPSC previously. So we will be talking about that, and in the end there will be a practice question for you. Okay, now let's move further, and before moving further, I would like to tell you that on our new center, that is Noida Sector 15, we are offering IAS, GS foundation courses, offline batches which are starting for English medium on the 9th of January 6 p.m. and for English Hindi medium that will be 16th of January 11:30 a.m. Okay. If you need more information, you can call on this number, that is 87501 87501, or you can directly visit the center and get yourself enrolled. Now let's move further and talk about the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Now we have celebrated nearly 17 editions of Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, and we celebrate this particular event on 9th of January. Okay, so 9th of January commemorates the return of Mahatma Gandhi from South Africa to India in 1915. We have talked about it, and then moving further to mark this day, the tradition of celebrating Pravasi Bharatiya Divas was started way back in 2003. And after that, at that point of time, we were going for the yearly celebrations, but then some changes has been made, and now we are going for this celebration every 2 years. Okay. Now, the first Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention was organized on 9th January 2003 to mark the contribution of the overseas Indian community to development of India. Now, when we are talking about this diaspora, what are these diaspora? These are those people who are living outside India, or you can say these are Indian community which is living outside India or abroad, you can say. Since 2015, under a revised format, Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention has been organized every 2 years, which we have already seen. Now, moving further here, Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention 2025. Now this year we are talking about this convention. This is the 18th edition of the convention. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention is the flagship event of the government of India that provides an important platform to connect and engage with the Indian diaspora and enable them to interact with each other. Now this is a platform wherein Indians can connect with the diaspora among themselves can connect with each other. Other than that also they can connect with the governments as well. Okay, when we are talking about the state governments, when we talk about the Indian government, they will be connecting over here. Okay. Now moving further here, 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention is being organized in partnership with the state government of Odisha from 8th to 10th January 2025 in Bhubaneswar. Now this particular location becomes important for you because they can directly ask you this question, that where this 18th edition of Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention was held. Okay, so that is your answer, that is Bhubaneswar. The theme of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention is diaspora's contribution to Viksit Bharat. Now when we are talking about the recent conventions or the other, you can summits which has happened in India, mostly you will be seeing that this theme has revolved around the Viksit Bharat at 2047. Okay, so basically here the theme is this diaspora's contribution to Viksit Bharat. Okay, now a large number of Indian diaspora members over 50 different countries have registered to participate in the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention. The convention will be inaugurated by our Honorable Prime Minister of India, that is Shri Narendra Modi, on 9th of January 2025. It will further have a virtual address by the chief guest, that is you can say President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. So when we are talking about the guest over here, more than 50 countries, you can say the participants from more than 50 countries will be coming over here, and chief guest over here is the President of the Islands Republic of the Trinidad and Tobago. Now moving further, When we are talking about the various initiatives which will be taking place in this particular convention, so here you can see that there will be the inaugural journey of Pravasi Bharatiya Express, which will be inaugurated by our Prime Minister, and then our President Srimati Draupadi Murmu will be conferring Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Awards. Okay, so in 2025 there will be some awards which will be given to the diasporas over here, that is Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Awards 2025, upon selected members of the Indian diaspora to recognize their achievements and the honor to honor their contribution to the our country and abroad as well. Okay, so this is about the initiative which will be taking place at the 18th convention. Now, when we are talking about the diaspora, okay, so when we are talking about the term diaspora, which has been originating from a Greek word, that is diaspero. Okay, when we are talking about the diaspero, that is basically the word or you can say it is a Greek word having roots in the Greek literature, and the meaning of this particular word is dispersion. Okay, now those people who has dispersed to the various areas of the world from India, these are called as Indian diaspora. Okay, again the word is diaspero and the meaning is dispersion. Okay, now, Indian diaspora has grown manifold since the first batch of the Indians were taken to the countries in the Eastern Pacific and the Caribbean island under the Girmitia arrangement. Now, there were various labors which has been actually taken from our country to the Pacific area and the you can say Caribbean islands, etc. And these were taken under the British rule. Now they have settled over there and they are now a prosperous community which are which can be you can say considered as the Indian diaspora. Okay, other than that also there are various. This is the first time people from India has went as a labor to another country, and after that various batches has gone you can say they have been part of the migration as well. Okay, so because of various reasons, be it jobs, be it better life, all these things has you can say given some kind of incentive to them to go outside India, and they have settled over there and they have made a strong community of you can say diaspora over there. Now when we are talking about the Indian diaspora, there are various kind of it. One is your NRI community, okay, that is non-resident Indians. After that we have this person of Indian origin, that is PIO, and then we have overseas citizens of India. Okay, see, these are the person who are having the OCI cards. Okay, now earlier these two different categories were there. In 2015 these two categories were merged with each other, and now it is overseas citizens of India. Okay, now we'll be talking about the eligibility criteria etc. in the further slide. This is just for your you can say revision, or you can say simply understanding that there are three kind of Indian diasporas which is there. One is your NRI community, then we have PIOs, and then OCIs. Okay, now when we are talking about the criteria for an NRI, that is that person has not been in India for more than 182 days or in India for less than 365 days in last 4 years. Okay, so that is the criteria for NRIs. For PIO and OCIs, we will be talking about the criteria in the further slide over here. Now, when we are talking about the person of Indian origin, here you can say a foreign citizen except a national of Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, China, Iran, Bhutan and Nepal. Now, they have mentioned these particular countries: Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, China, Iran, Bhutan, Sri Lanka and Nepal. So, any person who is a foreign national except for these countries, a foreign citizen whose one of the parents, grandparents, great-grandparents was born and was a permanent resident of India. So basically what is the meaning? That there is a foreign citizen who is not from these countries, whose parents or grandparents, great-grandparents has been born in India or has been permanent you can say resident of India. Now that person can be called as the person of Indian origin. Other than that, if there is a person who has actually married to a person who was a PIO or who is a PIO, so basically who is a spouse of a citizen of India or a person of Indian origin. Okay, so these are the criteria for being a person of Indian origin. Then when we are talking about the overseas citizen of India, here you can see a foreign national who was eligible to become a citizen of India on 26th of January 1950 or was a citizen of India or at any time after 26 January 1950 or belong to a territory that has become part of India after 15th of August 1947 is eligible for the registration as overseas citizen of India. So basically what they are saying, that a person who is having the you can say qualification to be a citizen of India on 26th January 1950 or who was a citizen back then, and you can say a person who belongs to a territory which has been merged with India after 15th of August 1947, such person can be overseas citizen of India. Okay, now minor children of such person are also considered for OCI. However, if the applicant had ever been a citizen of a Pakistan or Bangladesh, he or she will not be eligible for OCI. So here a person from Pakistan and Bangladesh will not be eligible. Okay, now this is the criteria for being a person of Indian origin or OCI. Okay, now coming to the next part over here, when we are talking about the geographical spread, here you can see there are various places in the world where Indians are having a strong community. When we are talking about the largest you can say community which is living in USA and UAE. Okay, so maximum of the diaspora is settled in USA or UAE. Other than that, also there are various areas when we are talking about the Saudi Arabia, when we talk about the South Africa, when we talk about Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Myanmar, UK, Kuwait, even Canada. These are the places where Indian community is living, and they are very strong. When we are talking about the USA, you know that various person of Indian origins are there in the politics of the USA as well. Okay, other than that, also in the elections also there is a contribution of Indians which is there. So that is about the geographical spread. Now talking about the population, so here you can see these are the data which is given. For your reference, you can see that there is the maximum diaspora which is there in UAE, then USA, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Oman, UK and Qatar. And here you can see these are the, you can say, percentage which has been given over here, that is 22.4% which is there in UAE, after that 12.8% that is there in USA. Okay, so that you can remember, or you can say top 3 at least you should remember, that is UAE, US and Saudi Arabia. Now moving further, when we are talking about the remittances, or you can say this is the income which the people of Indian origin, or you can say simply the Indian diaspora is sending to India. Okay, they are sending some kind of income, or you can say they are investing in India, they are sending some money in India, that is basically your remittances. So we can see that the remittances are increasing. So that is also one of the case which is there. In 2023 we have received somewhere around 125 billion US dollar remittances from outside India. Other than that, here you can see top 5 remittance recipient countries are India, Mexico, China, Philippines and Pakistan. India receives the maximum remittances. Okay, so that is also one of the good thing about having a strong diaspora, or you can say that they are contributing to our growth. Okay, coming to the next part over here, significance of the Indian diaspora. So obviously, when we are talking about the community which is as strong as Indian diaspora, which is living outside, so obviously they will have something to say in the domestic politics as well as when we are talking about the international relations, they will also have a sway in that. Okay, now here you can say enhancing the India's soft power. Now soft power is something which you can say is influenced by the cultural aspects or the person to person contact, etc. So that is enhanced by the Indian diaspora. Here Indian diaspora is one of the richest minority in many developed countries. Their advantage is evident in the diaspora diplomacy, where they act as a building or the bridge builders between the home and the adopted countries. Okay, so basically when we are talking about the two countries, the diaspora act as a bridge. Okay, that is the point of connection. That you can say that if we are talking about the elections in USA, so if Narendra Modi is visiting over there and he is saying something, or you can say if he is having some kind of populist you can say image over there, so that will definitely have an impact on the elections over there. So that is one of the example that is there. Okay, that when we are talking about the last presidential elections, after that we have seen that the Mr. Modi has visited to USA, Donald Trump has visited to India. So these kind of things, you can say these are all can be reflected in the soft power. Okay, so that is there. Then coming to the next one, that is economic contribution, because of the you can say remittances which India is getting. So we are having a strong balance of payment conditions as well. So now that is how that they are contributing to the you can say Indian economy. Other than that, also our Indian diaspora, they are also investing in our country. Okay, they are being part of the developmental history of our country. So that is economic contribution of them in our development. Now, PM Modi calls Indian diaspora as Rashtra Doot, or you can say the ambassador. Okay. At the 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas at Indore, PM Modi has said that Indian diaspora has distinguished itself all over the world. In his address, he called all Indian diaspora as the brand ambassadors of India. Now, how they are a brand ambassador? So basically, he said that your role as India's brand ambassador is diverse. You are a brand ambassador of Make in India, yoga, Ayurveda, Indian cottage industries, and handicraft and millets. Okay, so all these areas are there where you can see that they can act as a bridge between different communities or different countries. Other than that, also they can act as a brand ambassador of you can say the products which are made in India. Okay, so this is about their significance, and that has been recognized by our Prime Minister. Now, moving further, we will be saying that how it is important for our examination, because whether UPSC has asked question on that or not. So here you can see in 2020 and 2023, there was this question which has been asked on the Indian diaspora. Indian diaspora has a decisive role to play in the politics and the economy of America and European countries. Comment with example. So that is one question which has been asked. Then moving further, Indian diaspora has scaled new heights in the West. Describe the economic and the political benefits of for India. Okay, so that is asked in 2023. So these are some of the questions which you can attempt. Okay, and you can if you are comfortable, you can also upload these scripts in the comment box as well. Then moving further. Practice question. Where is the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention being held in 2025? Options are New Delhi, Mumbai, Bhubaneswar and Bengaluru. So we have already discussed that. So you will attempt this question and answer to us in the comment box. Now with that, I would like to take your leave. Okay, so have a nice day. Thank you, and please subscribe the channel.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.